Hello and welcome to India Business Hour. I'm Shireen Pan. The headlines that we're tracking for you this evening. After Saturday's special session, India surpasses Hong Kong to become the fourth largest equity market by value of listed shares. But the edge is short-lived. The Sensex and the Nifty end Tuesday's session around 1.5% lower as pre-budget nerves and FPI selling spark a sell-off in late morning trade. Mid-caps dropped nearly 3%. Axis Bank delivers steady third-quarter numbers and net profit rises nearly 4%, helped by a 9% rise in net interest income. Asset quality remains stable. Deposit growth at 5% is one of the strongest in the sector. Generic drug maker Cipla delivers better than expected third-quarter numbers, powered by strong growth across geographies. U.S. revenues spiked to a record $230 million. The Zee Entertainment stock tanks over 33% a day after Sony pulls the plug on their proposed merger. Over 7,300 crore rupees in investor wealth wiped out. Multiple sources tell CNBC-TV18 that Sony never formally asked for Puneet Goenka's exclusion from the merged entity, but Zee's troubles could get worse. Sources tell us SEBI's investigation into Zee has revealed that financial irregularities at the company may be as high as between 800 to 1,000 crores. EdTech startup Byju's losses nearly doubled to 8,245 crores in FY22. The management says its recent acquisitions, Vitat Junior and Osmo, contributed to 45% of the losses. The filings made after a 22-month delay also say higher expenses negate a near-term doubling in revenues. Prime Minister Modi announces a scheme to electrify 1 crore homes by encouraging solar rooftops. Says the move will not only reduce electricity bills for consumers but also push India's mission to achieve self-reliance. IREDA tells CNBC-TV18 that REC will be the nodal agency responsible for implementation. Devotees throng the Ram temple in Ayodhya as it opens to the public. Police and temple administration on high alert after devotees who had been waiting outside the temple overnight broke past security barricades. EPFO adds around 14 lakh net subscribers to its membership in November 2023, marking an 8% rise from October levels. But new formal jobs in November fall to their lowest in 30 months. The addition of young people and women subscribers also register a monthly decline. Women and young voters are set to be the deciding factor in the Lok Sabha polls. Delhi, Bihar, Karnataka, Uttarakhand and Andhra Pradesh see more young voters in the final electoral roll for 2024 as compared to 2019. The number of women voters outnumber men in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Manipur. Other states also see a significant surge in women voters. 21 Israeli soldiers killed in Gaza, marking the highest single-day death toll for the IDF since the war began. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu rejects Hamas's proposal to end the war and release hostages as his forces lay siege to the Nasser hospital in southern Gaza. The Gaza death toll nears 25,500. Billionaire Elon Musk calls India not having a permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council absurd. Says the problem is that those with excess power don't want to give it up. He was responding to a tweet by the UN Secretary General expressing concern that there was no permanent Security Council member from Africa yet. Former President Donald Trump and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley will be coming face-to-face today before the Republican primaries in New Hampshire, the same turf where Trump won big during the 2016 presidential elections. Well, we do have a packed show lined up for you, but as always, the stock markets first. The markets opened on a firm note, buoyed by the fact that Saturday's special trading session had pushed India momentarily past Hong Kong to make it the fourth largest equity market by value of listed entities. India's total market capitalization had risen to $4.33 trillion, exceeding Hong Kong's $4.29 trillion. This as per the Bloomberg data. However, this was short-lived. The Hong Kong stock market regained its spot in the global rankings when it resumed trading on Monday. Remember, our markets were closed on Monday. We traded on Saturday. When Indian markets opened today, the session did, of course, start strong, but then we saw a bout of FPI selling, some nerves ahead of the budget as well, and we reversed those early gains, sending the Indian markets deep into the red by the close of trade. Nifty and the Sensex, the Nifty down by about 1.5%, 333 points lower, 1,000-point cut on the Sensex. The Nifty Bank also down by about 1,000 points in the Nifty Mid-Cap Index, almost 1,493 lower as far as the Mid-Cap Index is concerned, down over 3%. So that was the story as far as our markets were concerned. Markets, of course, waiting now to see for fresh triggers. One of the big movers in today's session was Zee Entertainment, and that stock tanked 33% as traders reacted to the news that Sony has called off the proposed mega merger. The fact that a legal battle may now be on the cards has also traders worried. Look at the Zee stock there, fall 32% lower. That is the story as far as Zee is concerned, wiping out more than 7,300 crore rupees in investor wealth today. But what exactly led to the deal being called off? The Sony statement said that though both parties engaged in good faith discussions to extend the end date, they were unable to agree upon an extension. However, sources tell us that there is more, including perceived issues with corporate governance. Nisha Podar is standing by with exclusive details. Nisha, what was the final nail in this proposed mega merger deal?
That's right. It's an end to a mega merger proposed in the space of media and entertainment, which could have created a large $10 billion company. Now, remember that this is probably one of those dramas which played out in real life, which could be much more fascinating and much more thrilling than what Zee and Sony Studios can ever produce, I think. Now, behind the scenes, what we do gather from sources with direct knowledge is that Sony never gave a formal proposal to Zee on Puneet Goenka's leadership position, which it was uncomfortable with. It was only a verbal, informal proposal that was given to Zee. And to resolve this matter, Zee at first said, asked for extension till the SEBI matter is resolved. And on the other hand, they had given two important proposals, and all of them were rejected by Sony, which went ahead with the merger being called off. The two proposals included, first one being, let the merger go through in its original form and then jointly look at an independent CEO's position. And the second proposal was Puneet Goenka relinquishing the executive rights but retaining a board position on the merged entity, which when rejected was revised to a nominee board position. So all these alternatives were rejected by Sony, which went ahead with the merger process being called off. Now remember that the fate of so many investors in Zee as well as the two companies really hinged on an informal proposal, and the legal experts with direct knowledge on this transaction have shared that this route of informal negotiation was more of a commercial decision, more because a formal negotiation would have opened the entire merger process for a renegotiation and would have had monetary compensation probably for the other merged party to agree to some of the changes which have been sought. It is also pointed out by legal experts that the contract lacked any safety net or optionality in case of an eventuality of an unforeseen risk to the clauses that have been agreed upon in the original document, including Puneet Goenka's position as MD and CEO. We reached out to both the companies, but they have not reverted on our queries.
Nisha, many thanks for joining us, and we're not done with Zee just yet. The troubles for the company may not be over with the deal being called off. That is, CNBC-TV18 learns that market regulator SEBI's investigation into Zee could point to financial irregularities at the company being between 800 to 1,000 crore rupees. That is much higher than the initially estimated 200 crore rupees. CNBC-TV18's Yash Jain joins us now with exclusive details. Yash, 200 crores was the estimate that SEBI had put out when it last put out its order against Zee. Now the investigation, we understand, could be completed over the next 2 to 3 months. What are you picking up?
Well, that's correct, Shireen. So stock, as far as Zee Entertainment is concerned, struggled all day today because of course, the merger news falling through. But moreover, what we were given to understand from our sources is that the investigation which market regulator SEBI was doing against the promoters of Zee Entertainment, that is Puneet Goenka as well as Subhash Chandra Goenka, is in its final stages. As far as the timeline is concerned, what sources have indicated to CNBC-TV18 is that in about next 2 to 3 months is when SEBI is expected to complete its investigation against the promoters of Zee Entertainment. Once the investigation has been completed, then of course show cause notices to the concerned parties will be sent by market regulator SEBI, post which orders will be released by market regulator SEBI against the promoters of Zee Entertainment. Now, what has been the most surprising aspect out of our conversations with the sources is that when SEBI had started its investigation against the promoters of Zee Entertainment, the amount in question, which was the amount which was allegedly siphoned off and the promoters benefited out of it, was about 200 crore rupees. Now, as the investigations have progressed so far, that amount has amplified 4 to 5 times the original amount and has reached the number of 800 to 1,000 crore rupees as per our sources in market regulator SEBI. Also, what we've been given to understand is that so far in SEBI's investigation, the market regulator SEBI has been able to establish a case against the promoters, Puneet Goenka and Subhash Chandra. That is, of course, the investigation so far. And as I said, in the next 2 to 3 months, expect show cause notices to be released against the promoters of Zee Entertainment. We've written to both Zee Entertainment as well as SEBI on this particular development. Zee Entertainment declined to comment, still awaiting a response from SEBI.
Yash, appreciate you joining us. That's the story as far as Zee is concerned. Moving now to corporate earnings reported today. Axis Bank delivering a stable third quarter performance. Net profit up 4% year-on-year, helped by a 9% rise in net interest income. Now, both these numbers along expected lines. The bank's asset quality has also remained healthy, with gross NPAs narrowing and net NPAs remaining flat. At 5%, deposit growth for Axis Bank in this quarter is also amongst the strongest that we've seen for the sector. Drug maker Cipla reporting a strong Q3 as its business grew across geographies. Net profit rose 32% year-on-year. That's higher than expected levels. Its India revenues up 12%. Its US revenues spiking to a record $230 million. The company also says it has registered robust growth in both its branded prescription as well as consumer health verticals. The Cipla stock hitting an all-time high after it announced those numbers. Fevicol maker Pidilite Industries has had a bit of a sticky third quarter. While profit and margins ahead of street estimates, revenue growth has come in slightly below the mark. Consolidated net profit came in 66% higher at 510 crore rupees, while revenues rose 4%. Revenue growth was aided by a strong volume growth of 10% across categories and geographies. Some moderation in input costs has also helped. That's Pidilite for you. Well, the slew of festivals, the Cricket World Cup and the peak wedding season has helped United Spirits clock a strong quarterly performance. 64% surge in net profit, 5% growth in revenue from operations, both above estimates. This was driven by strong demand for its premium products, which more than offset a 22% slide in volumes in its popular categories. Well, let's stay with results. EdTech giant Byju's filed its earnings report for FY22, and it's done so a full 22 months after the results were due. The numbers are not flattering, to say the least. Its losses have almost doubled to 8,245 crore rupees. The company has blamed a significant portion of the losses on its stressed assets, its acquisitions, Whitehat Junior, and its educational gaming firm, Osmo. Shruti Mishra standing by with the details. Staggering losses, Shruti, for Byju's.
EdTech unicorn Byju's has finally filed its FY22 financials with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs almost 22 months after the reporting period ended. Now, in the filing with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, the company said it clocked a 2.18x increase in revenue from 2,428 crore rupees in FY21 to 5,298 crore rupees in FY22. Losses ballooned 1.8x from 4,564 crore rupees in FY21 to 8,245 crore rupees in FY22. Now, this translates into an EBITDA loss of 8,370 crore rupees in FY22 from 4,599 crore rupees in FY21. Expenses went up 2x from 7,027 crore rupees in FY21 to 13,668 crore rupees in FY22. Now, the company has said that Whitehat Junior and Tangible Play, that is Osmo, dragged its overall performance significantly. Whitehat Junior continues to bleed. It saw an EBITDA loss of 2,692 crore rupees in FY22, and Osmo reported losses of 924 crore rupees in FY22. Aakash and Great Learning continue to buoy the group's revenue. Aakash clocked a turnover of 1,284 crore rupees in FY22, and Great Learning has reported a revenue of 221 crore rupees in FY22. Aakash continues to stay in the black with a profit after tax of 90 crore rupees in FY22. Meanwhile, global investment management firm BlackRock, which holds less than 1% stake in Byju's, has cut down the edtech company's valuation to $1 billion from the high of $22 billion it fetched in early 2022. Now, sources tell CNBC-TV18 that the venture is also seeking to raise funds at a discount of more than 90% from its previous round to alleviate its financial problems. Sources also tell us that the founder, Byju Ravindran, will participate in the share sale to retain his stake in the company and will use the proceeds from the share sale slated for next month to pay off vendors and stabilize the.
Shruti, many thanks for joining us. That is Byju's staggering losses being reported by the company for FY22. Now, Prime Minister Modi has announced a new government scheme under which rooftop solar power systems will be installed across 1 crore households. The Prime Minister said the Pradhan Mantri Suryodaya Yojana is aimed at making India self-reliant in the energy sector. REC has been named as the nodal agency for the scheme.
The rooftop solar mission is a challenging assignment. It will require a lot of IEC component. The awareness campaign has to be launched, and we are taking help of all our regional offices. We have 22 regional offices. We are hopeful that we'll be able to achieve the target of 1 crore household for rural for rooftop solar within a period of 1 year.
A new rooftop solar scheme being announced by the Prime Minister. MediAssist Healthcare made its stock market debut today, listing at a premium of 11% over its IPO price. Remember, the IPO has been subscribed 16 times with strong demand coming in from institutional investors. Today's listing makes MediAssist Healthcare the first insurance third-party administrator to trade on the Lal Street. Let's shift focus now to auto. Hero Moto unveiling its new flagship model, the Maverick 440. The bike has been co-developed in association with Harley-Davidson and will be the first premium segment 400cc offering by Hero. Speaking to CNBC-TV18, CEO Niranjan Gupta said there will be more launches in the premium segment in FY25.
In fiscal year 25, you will see some more launches, but I'll not right now give out a number. And what we'll do is that we will build the scale of the current launches that we have done and equally then look at filling the remaining gaps in the portfolio. We are clocking highest ever revenue now because revenue is money, right? So I think, and that's because we are premiumizing. So as you premiumize, you are able to sell more models of the higher price, higher value. And therefore, that's the way forward.
That's Hero Moto. India's Serum Institute has joined the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations to boost production of affordable outbreak vaccine. CEPI, which is a network of vaccine producers in the global south, Serum Institute will work on developing new vaccines within 3 months of a pandemic threat. $30 million from CEPI to be invested in Serum. Shifting focus now to Ayodhya, which saw an unprecedented rush as the Ram Mandir opened its doors for devotees today. The consecration ceremony yesterday was a landmark event with Prime Minister Modi leading the rituals.
सदियों का अभूतपूर्व धैर्य, अनगिनत बलिदान, त्याग और तपस्या के बाद हमारे प्रभु राम आ गए।
हिस्टोरिक डे। आज हम सभी जय श्री राम पधार रहे हैं।
इतिहास के पन्नों में लिखा जाएगा ये दिन और हम बहुत हैप्पी है हम इधर आए। थैंक यू।
नगरी हो अयोध्या की, रघुकुल सा घराना हो, लक्ष्मण सा भाई हो, रघुवर के चरण जैसा ये अयोध्या हमारा हो।
Ayodhya has developed really well. The infrastructure, the airport, the roads have been widened. It's looking really beautiful.
I consider myself very fortunate that I was invited to the event for the consecration of the Ram Lala's idol in the temple, and it has been one of the greatest experiences of my life.
I think the city is on the way to become one of the spots in the country, and it will rise like rocket, I'm sure. And so I think a new temple town is in making. Of course, Ayodhya is an old town, but now new Ayodhya is coming up.
Well, the temple town of Ayodhya witnessing something it's never experienced before, as expected a sea of devotees thronging the city to get a glimpse of the idol. As the temple opened for public viewing, as per authorities, around 3 lakh devotees paid their respects till afternoon alone. The consecration ceremony was attended by India's top business leaders, including the Ambani family, Bollywood celebrities, sports personalities and many others. To control the rising inflow of devotees, the Ayodhya district administration has deployed special officers at different places to ensure that there is smooth transition. Officials tell CNBC-TV18 that a crowd management plan is in the making. Jeffries has estimated the temple town could attract at least 50 million devotees a year. That's much higher than the combined footfall of Vatican City or Mecca in Saudi Arabia. Shivani Bazaz has more from Ayodhya.
Well, I wouldn't call it anything else but a sea of devotees. A day after the Pran Pratishtha ceremony, a wave of devotees have made their way to Ayodhya's Ram Mandir, seizing the opportunity as the temple opened its doors to the general public. Now the scene outside the temple where I am standing, around 500 meters away from the Janmbhoomi temple, is exceptional. Significant gathering of devotees comprising of locals as well as individuals hailing from other states. Now vigilant security measures have been put in place to ensure a smooth and secure transition for the worshippers, but clearly it seems too much for the security personnel at the moment. Officials say that an extensive queue spanning several kilometers began to form in early hours of today, and the influx of devotees has prompted the need for a meticulous crowd management plan, and the officials say that the authorities are working towards it. Now the temple authorities facilitated entry in batches, yet with the increasing number of people and devotees coming in, security personnel found it necessary to temporarily close the temple gates to maintain order and regulate the flow of crowds. Meanwhile, police from neighboring districts such as Barabanki also extended appeals to devotees, urging them to avoid overwhelming the route to the Ram Mandir. Now, subsequent diversions were strategically implemented to streamline the movement of devotees towards the sacred temple town. But overall, as you can hear behind me with chants going on, the mood among the devotees is celebratory, and officials suggest that the sea of devotees is only going to become bigger.
Well, Shivani also caught up with Manish Tripathi, the designer of the clothes that the Ramlala idol has adorned. Here's that conversation.
The motifs which were used on this were all Padam, Shankh, Chakra, Mayur, which are all which we all resonate with Vishnuji. So that's what we have used as motifs, and the artworks which were used in this, and even the embroidered thing which we embroidered is all used in gold and silver. I've prepared for the entire 1 week. So so far Monday has gone. Monday was a Utsav day, so it has already worn yellow. But Tuesday is red, Wednesday is green, Thursday is yellow, Friday is cream, Saturday is blue, and Sunday is pink. And then again the next coming Monday it will be white. So I prepared all that. Again, it's all on hand woven silk, all silk, and I would always want to use silk, pure fabrics for God.
Well, that is the action from Ayodhya. Coming up on India Business Hour, India's onion farmers have not had a great 2023. A slew of erratic weather events damaged crops and pushed them close to tears. A special report when we return. You can catch all of CNBC-TV18's news and updates on Facebook, X, Threads, Instagram and JioCinema. Now, India's onion farmers have not had a great 2023. In fact, a slew of erratic weather events damaged crops, pushing farmers close to tears. The government has acted to control retail prices by first hiking export duties and then temporarily banning exports altogether. As part of our ongoing series, What's Ailing Rural India, CNBC-TV18 Santiago reports that these measures have only hurt farmers and onion traders. Take a look.
2023 ended on a bad note for onion farmers, and 2024 has not begun on a happy note either. Any hope the farmers had of being able to charge more for a crop that was in acute short supply due to widespread crop damage was dashed by government action. First, it imposed a 40% export duty on onions in August 2023 and then banned onion exports from December 2023 to end March 2024. Farmers say these measures have hit their already thin pockets hard.
जो गाड़ी में भाड़ा माल लाते हैं और जो किसान का जो ये है जो खर्चा हुआ है वो खर्चा भी नहीं निकल रहा है।
गवर्नमेंट ने एक्सपोर्ट बंद कर दिया, उसकी वजह से कांदे की बहुत नुकसान हो गई। प्याज का दाम बढ़ रहा था, एक्सपोर्ट बंद कर दिया, इसकी वजह से किसान का तो नुकसान ही नुकसान चल रहा है। अभी
बहुत गलत कदम उठाया है सरकार ने। जब 4000 रुपये भाव मुझे बिक रहा था मंडी में तो किसान को 2 रुपये मिल रहे थे, ज़्यादा तो कुछ नहीं। वो खर्चे निकल के 1500 रुपये जब में आ रहे थे, ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं, लेकिन वो बंद करके किसानों को गला दबा दिया है सरकार ने।
The government says its actions were aimed at the greater good, keeping retail prices in check, but farmers believe the government acted in its own political interests.
सरकार खाली खाने वाला का सोच रहा है, किसान का कुछ नहीं सोच रहा है।
आज चुनाव की वजह से ही लगा है ना, किसान तो उनका कोई किसान सा संबंध भी नहीं।
Government data shows that India exported onions worth $378 million in 2020-2021, $460 million in 2021-2022, and $561 million in 2022-23. However, with export restrictions in effect for 8 months of 2023-24, this year's number is expected to be sharply lower. It's not just the farmers who have taken a hit, traders are also feeling the pain, especially due to the timing of the export ban.
New Year शुरू हुई है for international community. They are dealing January to December that way. So अगर जनवरी में बहुत सारे malls और सुपरमार्केट्स के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन होते हैं, उन सब चीजों से हम बाहर हो जा रहे हैं।
The impact of these restrictions isn't limited to the domestic markets. It has led to a steep price hike in countries like Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Malaysia and Sri Lanka, who depend on India for their onion supply. It's a double blow traders are worried will have long-term consequences for their finances and livelihoods. The ban has also meant Indian exporters are losing out to competition from other countries.
Overnight export closure, it's opening opportunity for other people, you know, it's like other countries like Pakistan, then China, they are enjoying the cake, you know. So what we fearing is like we are going to be out of the market.
Experts admit these are tough times for onion farmers and traders, but say the impact will be temporary.
Because our quantum of onion production is significant, when things normalize next year, the same countries would sort of end up importing onions from us. But this year, of course, they'll have to look at other countries for meeting their needs.
The losses to farmers and traders are yet to be officially quantified, and farmers are still waiting for the 3 separate compensations they were promised, once in March, then in August, and then in December. Meanwhile, experts estimate that the export ban alone could result in farmers and traders seeing revenue losses in excess of 10,000 crore rupees. In Nashik, Santiagora.
Well, and here's news from within our network. Money Control has beaten the Economic Times, making it the clear digital leader in business markets and finance news. It surpassed ET in major rating categories, according to the latest viewership data from ComScore, which measures digital readership. Money Control dislodges ET as the #1 in terms of unique visitors. It's double in terms of page views to ET, showing far greater stickiness. Money Control is also more than 4 times of ET in terms of time spent, showing much greater engagement. Well, with that, it is time for us to wrap up this edition of India Business Hour. Thanks very much for watching. We, of course, will continue to bring you the news right here on CNBC-TV18 as we count down to the big budget event. So stay tuned to CNBC-TV18 and do remember to send us your budget wish list for the CNBC-TV18 budget ballot box, which we will share with the Finance Minister. From all of us here, goodbye. Thanks for watching.